you had your music on one of Spike Lee's joints.
Yes, yes. On She's Gotta Have It season one, my woe song. It's a singing song, a worship song that I did with my husband. My husband submitted a bunch of my rap songs to Spike, and he also submitted the worship song. And it's funny because Spike called me on my phone, which is kind of crazy. And he's like, "I know you're a Christian artist, and I'm not gonna play your song in none of my sex scenes because I respect what you do." And he played it during a playground scene. But I'm not signed to no major label. You know what I'm saying? I love God, and I do what I feel led to do. And we submitted the music to Spike Lee's 40 Acres and a Mule, and he picked it up, and people could watch it on Netflix. They could hear my music. So that opportunity came because I was consistent and I kept grinding. You know, we're consistently doing what we need to do as a label and as an artist, and that's how that door opened up. You know, the positioning was right. You got to be, if you say you're an artist, you have to be operating as an artist, which means when an opportunity comes to the label, you don't sit on it and wait and wait and wait, and then the deadline passes. But as soon as we found out about it, my husband and I, we got together, we put the packet together and sent it out to his people. And that's how that opportunity happened. See, God will open the door if you're willing to put in the work.
And that's
because the faith without works is dead. We all pray and we say, man, I want this opportunity. I want to work with people in Hollywood. I want to work with Spike Lee. I want to work with Denzel. But people like Denzel do not sit at home and twiddle his fingers. He's busy. He's busy doing stuff.
If you're just not joining us, you're here with the In the Box podcast. We got Sirius voice, Bridget James, Sirius voice. She's on, rapper, songwriter, writer, film producer, entrepreneur. She's on as well. If you can, if you have an opportunity, share the show out, you know, because this show is about uplifting other creators, and we want to make sure we're a blessing. But go ahead and finish, sister. Go ahead.
And that opportunity came up, and on a Saturday, I'm sitting at my father-in-law's house, which is chilling, laughing, you know how family do. And my phone rings, and I didn't recognize the number, but I answered it as an artist, and I picked it up. And Spike is like, "Hey, this is Spike Lee. Is this Sirius voice?" And I'm like, what? You know, I'm like completely, and you know, like starstruck. And I put my phone on speaker because I knew that my husband and father-in-law would not believe me. And I put it on speaker, and they got quiet immediately. And he's like, "Listen, I love my Brooklyn people. I know you're from Brooklyn. We did a background search on you. We know everything about you." He knew I went to Brooklyn College and studied television and radio. He knew I went to My 11 and went to all these schools. And we talked about being a Brooklynite, you know, and supporting each other. And one thing about Spike, I'm gonna put this out there, and I always have every time I do an interview and I talk about it. The guy is super humble. He doesn't operate like he's this Hollywood type. Well, I want an Oscar, so I ain't talking to people. I'm not talking to my people. You need to talk to my, you know, my assistant or this one. No, he will call you. He'll pick up his cell phone and call you directly and tell you what, you know, he's all about. And that was one of the best moments of my career, because I remember when we were getting ready to release this project, a lot of people were like, "Nah, you shouldn't release the project. It's too boom bap-ish. It's too 90s sounding. It's too this, it's too that, and blah, 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 all this stuff." And so as a Christian artist, I went into prayer about the project. And I remember I went into my son's closet, which is kind of crazy because that was like the quietest part of our house at the time. I went into my son's bedroom closet and I closed the door, and I was kneeling down and I began to pray. And God spoke to me and said, "I'm going to do some stuff with this album." And so even though people in Christian hip hop told my husband not to release the album, told me not to release the album, told people that we knew not to release the album, God said, "I'm going to do something with the album." So we went against the grain. And listen, if I didn't release it, would Spike have heard Woah? No. Would I then have had an opportunity to perform for Sway Calloway on Sway in the Morning in Texas? No. Would other people have heard the? I mean, like, so many things came out of this project because we did what we had to do as a label. I did what I had to do. You know, I was dressed up as an artist. I had my hair done. I was looking like an artist, had my I'm So Serious gear on. at the airport in Austin, Texas, and Sway Calloway and DJ One, that he's his DJ, were at the airport, and he saw me. He saw me as we were getting on the plane. We got on the plane, and afterwards we're in baggage claim, and he saw me, called me over, and he said, "You look like an artist. Why don't you come to my show? I'm gonna hand the mic to you." Just like that, he said it to me. He said,
Wow.
"Come to my show. I'm gonna hand the mic to you."
Wow.
How does that even happen? Because I was, and being an artist at the right place at the right time. I was in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. And that is the biggest gathering for artists. If you're trying to get put on, you need to go out there every year. Unfortunately, because of COVID, everything got shut down this year. But I'm just saying, all of these things happened because I was doing what I needed to do.
What's
Man.
up, Keith? Glad to have you, Keith. And you know, what I heard you say was, and out of everything, and if I had to kind of put it into one thing, it's being consistent,
Yes.
right? Being serious, and being serious is being professional, taking your craft serious,
Mm-hmm.
and being consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and just doing it over again, wherever you do, wherever you go, and when people run into you or see you, it creates opportunity,
Yes.
right?